The indie game Her Story, where you are trying to piece together the story of Hannah Smith, is an incredible work. You search for clips in a filing system by typing words heard in videos. By playing, you uncover the truth about what happened and how it all ends. However, the game leaves players perplexed because there was no clear conclusion. Instead, it challenges them to come up with their own ending explanations. That's why I'm here today to discuss this remarkable indie game, Her Story. Let's get this out of the way. Hannah Smith killed her husband Simon Smith. However, players of the game probably didn't realize something else was at play here. You see, Hannah Smith wasn't the only person speaking to investigators. She was also being swapped with a woman identical to her called Eve. Evidence suggests that on June 18th, it was actually Eve who spoke to investigators. Then on June 25th it is unmistakably Hannah who gives testimony. But then on the 27th Eve reappears, and we can tell because of the morning sickness that Eve mentions, which we later confirm is true as she is pregnant, and by noticing that she touches her face in a different spot than where Hannah has a bruise. On June 30th it's undoubtedly Hannah again. This time we know for sure thanks to her hairstyle. It would make no sense for her to have a bun on June 25th on June 30th. Furthermore, she lacks a tattoo which Eve has noticeable on July 1st. On July 2nd it's hard to differentiate between them, though Eva appears most likely due to her hair again. And then on July 3rd we are certain it is Eve due to her failing a lie detector test when asked about her name.
My name? That was the only question I failed. The lie detector works.
We get the truth for her story primarily from Eve wearing a white shirt throughout these interviews. However, as we never hear anything from Hannah herself, we can never be completely sure. To begin with, Eve and Hannah are twins separated at birth.
Hannah was born. I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled.
Florence, a midwife, took Eve in and raised her as her own. Then the two sisters met, and throughout their childhoods and teenage years they traded places.
We must have seen each other before, but there was this instant when we first realized it wasn't a reflection.
They embraced each other's individual gifts and wrote in a diary together to stay on the same page.
One of us got hurt, the other one would have to be hurt too. A grazed knee, a bruise. When I lost my tooth first, we had to put on Hannah's to match.
When it came to boys, they shared them until Hannah fell for Simon, whom she chose not to share with her twin. Things got complicated when Hannah became pregnant and moved out of her family home to live with Simon. Eve could not have children of her own and was stuck living in Hannah's attic. Tragically, however, Hannah lost the baby and became infertile.
I was infertile. Thought I was. They told me I was infertile after the miscarriage because of complications.
Soon after that, Hannah's parents passed away, which resulted in Simon and her moving into the parents' house while Eve moved out.
That's it. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion. I was singing in a bar in the evenings.
One day at a show, Eve ran into Simon and the two ended up sleeping together, resulting in pregnancy for Eve, who chose not to tell either Hannah or Simon about it.
One of my shows, pure chance. Not sure I remember what he was even doing there. Afterwards, I had a drink at the bar and he came over and we got talking. I knew who he was. Obviously I knew who he was. But he didn't know who I was. He was fascinated by the likeness.
On the twins' birthday, or the day of the murder, Eve confided in Hannah about her unborn baby but lied about its father.
I told her because I thought she would be happy for us both. It was one of my boyfriends, someone I had met in the bar.
When Simon arrived home, he gave Hannah a special mirror as a birthday present.
He made it himself. It was a special one-off. He made it and decorated it.
Hannah tells Simon about Eve and Eve's pregnancy and says she wants to help her. But upon seeing the expression on his face, Hannah immediately realized what had happened between him and Eve. Thus, she kicked him out and called Eve instead. The two fought, leading to Eve driving to Glasgow, where she struck a taxi. The individual in the taxi made sure she arrived to the hospital so they could evaluate her. Eve commented that the hospital must have records from when she was examined. Then she added, that should eliminate me as a suspect, because in Glasgow, one can't be in two different places at once.
The hospital must have details when I was looked at. Maybe as a suspect. If I was in Glasgow, can't be in two places at once.
Back home, things take an unexpected turn. Eve returns home and finds Simon's body on the floor and Hannah covered in blood. They conceal the corpse and then alter the time on the watch to match Eve's stay in Glasgow.
The watch, that was my touch.
Eve goes to the police station pretending to be Hannah and claims that Simon is missing. She reappears after a couple of days saying that she found his corpse.
I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags.
After finding hairs belonging to a wig owned by Eve, suspicion falls upon Hannah for being involved with two persons.
Really?
Eventually, Eve confesses everything and asks for a lawyer.
The lawyer now. Please.
That gives us our final answer regarding Hannah's involvement.
My sister is gone. She's never coming back.
And that concludes the story of her story. There are many theories floating around, and this might result in many different interpretations. Therefore, if you don't share my opinion, feel free to express your own theories in the comments section below. A special mention goes out to Pocket Gamer, who created their own theory on this many years ago. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share and leave a comment. See you in the next video.
Sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other